Have mercy on me. Have mercy on my soul. Let's watch the funniest prank video of all time. I think. One of them. Maybe I should play it for the stream. Got my headphones in again today. I realized I went back and watched the last stream where I had the headphones in, and it really took away a lot of echo. So I see why all the major podcasters wear headphones now, and I'll probably be making that more of a thing because the audio sounded way better. So let's try and make sure we get everything here in Guado Salam. I was doing that before I started the stream, and I accidentally triggered an event off camera where Kimari came up and talked to me. So I'll try not to do that again so we don't miss anything. But I don't want to miss any items here. But we're about to head to the Thunder Plains. Is the audio working here? It is. It is. There just must be no talking right now. Turn the music up a bit. Turn the music up. A little louder. Now I'm Lil Wayne. There's a lot of crooks trying to steal your heart. That's to the far plane, right? We must avoid rumors about Lord Driscoll, the zombie guy that we have walking around. Yes, wouldn't want to frighten anyone. It's called endurance training. Fair enough, dog. Fair enough. Buy some potions before leaving. I think we already did. See what Walker's got going on. Why is it not coming out of my headphones? Gosh dang it. Can y'all hear the audio fine? That's all that really matters, I guess. All right, let me double check here. Make sure everything's good. Check my sound levels on stream, super professional. Okay, looks good. Looks good, looks good. Oh, now we got 6 people in here. What's up, y'all? Y'all have to tell me how the audio is. I feel like it's not coming out of my headphones. I might have to exit out of the game and come back in. So that's embarrassing, but I'm going to do that because I had to do that last time too. Oops, that's not where I want to go. Save real quick here. With the game. Yes. Now it's in my headphones. Okay. Your audio is good. Can't hear the game, though. Yeah, that's the problem. Would you ever work with Maoists or anti-Hoxaists, other ML types? Of course, I would work with anyone. I would work with... Why Maoists or anti-Hoxaists? That's so specific. Maoism means a lot of different things nowadays. But Hoxha was just the guy who called everyone a revisionist, right? So, like... And that's... You know... We have certain principles, but... We certainly don't go around calling every socialist experiment revisionist. What is a Maoist and anti-Hoxist? Can you hear the game volume now, by the way? It should be better now. I actually turned the music up a little bit earlier to try and hear it. Should be good now. I'll Let's put the game speed on 2 times so we can fly through it. I already been here. Nothing to see here. What about down here? Is this to the Thunder Plains?
My, was the lady summoner not with you?
No, she's at Seymour's
Maoism
place.
as in MLM,
That's Maester
like
Seymour,
Knoxville's in
or
India,
Lord
NPA in
Seymour.
Philippines, or Shining Path
I'll
in
be
Peru.
careful.
Oh,
Sorry.
the
That's
only
all
one of those
right.
that I know a lot about is like the Shining Path in
Oh.
Peru.
Maester Seymour left Guadalajara
I'm not a
short
fan at
while
all.
ago.
You
But
serious?
I believe he went to
when
the
it comes
temple
to
in Makalania.
working in America, I'd work with
Maester
just about
Seymour
anyone.
is also the high priest of that temple.
Whoa! I gotta tell the others.
But there's a lot of Maoists in America who I wouldn't work with too, because I just think they're ultras and individualist and purity fetishists. But that's just the
Look,
form
Jessica,
Maoism is
please,
taken in the
tell me,
U.S. CIA
what can I
Maoism.
do to help?
I prefer
know,
Mao
let's
Zedong
go.
thought to Mao is, Marxism, Leninism, Maoism as it's taken form in the West, and with groups like the Shining Path. Lord Jisco, give us strength. Like Third Worldists, they're cringe. Exactly. Yeah. Very cringe. Like I would work with them to
Seymour
a
went to
degree, but I
Macarena
also think
Temple.
like their rhetoric is really, really
Makalania
harmful
Temple.
and
I
like
What I don't get
worth being called
why would
out
the Lord Maester head off
strongly.
without a peep to anyone?
And I think
Maybe he
Mao would
wasn't
be
expecting
against
Yuna's
their
answer so
rhetoric,
soon.
despite them calling themselves
that's probably
Maoists.
it.
Like Mao would not have been a third
Yuna,
worldist, dude. He would not.
what
That's
is it?
third worldism is just
Nothing.
I as a Westerner don't have to do any work.
You're a
I'm gonna
poor
wait till the
liar.
third world does all the
It's true,
revolution and
it's
socialism
nothing.
for me.
Come on, let's go.
Sorry, I shouldn't be talking over the cutscenes. Oh, they locked his house off now. Lord Seymour awaits at Makalania Temple. Here's the Makalania. Waka waka. Look at that. We've explored a lot of this map. Made it a long way. We're far away from Xanarkand still, though. Eddie Gaming?
Oh,
Yes.
no. We're here.
Welcome to the new age. The age of Marxist gaming.
How are we supposed to cross
Sooner or
that?
later, Midwestern Marx will have the resources
the
to
lightning
design
rod
our own
towers?
game.
The lightning is
My
drawn to
long-term
them,
goal.
hopefully.
We head north, not too
If
near
anyone
and
wants
not
to
too
develop
far
a
from the
game with
towers,
me, a Marxist
Meaning we should
like
avoid wide,
RPG,
open
let me
areas.
know. Oh, this is where you can get struck by thunder, and it's super
I think I
freaking
forgot
annoying.
something in Guadosalam.
Yeah, right,
Nice
Riku.
knowing you.
Ah, I got to show her butt again.
Okay, I'll go.
Oren ain't having it. Yes. Keep moving. Dodge the lightning by pressing C, eh? Ah. Ooh, my computer feels like it's overheating. That ain't good. Let me turn down my brightness really quick, y'all. I kept my computer on for a little too long. All right. Do you think Khrushchev was a revisionist? Yeah, I'm not a Khrushchev fan. I don't know if it was because he was a revisionist that he was so bad. I think he was more of just an opportunist, but sucked. He sucked. And the more you learn about him, the more you realize he sucked. His foreign policy was okay, but that's about it. That is about all. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. All right, so what works well on thunder? Water, right? Watera. Yep. All right, that was good. Should we attack? Oh, we should use an item here. Or mix. A mix. All right. Oh yeah, that destroyed that thing. Let's go. Do I have a Thunderball equipped on Walker right now? I do. I gotta change that out to a Water Ball. I rarely stream, but when I do, instead of gaming, I play theory audiobooks in the background. That's a smart idea. I'll start doing that. I'll just start reading Carlos's book. Shoot. I gotta be prepared here for the lightning. Actually, I should probably turn the super speed mode off, shouldn't I? If I want to be ready for the lightning. If I want to... Frick. Wait on the lightning and the thunder. You been keeping up with the Philippines?
Let's just get out of here.
Not a ton. What do I need to know about? Fire damage? We could probably destroy this thing. Can't say because I'm listening to the Motorcycle Diaries at work. Good luck on stream, though. Very cool. The Motorcycle Diaries are great. That's way better to listen to than me. Enjoy it, Cade. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by, my guy. You could bring one communist back to life and ask them question or ask them one question or have them write a book on a topic of your choice. Who would you bring back? What would you ask them and why? Oh, wow, what a good question. I would probably bring back Marx and get his analysis of existing socialist experiments, because Marx obviously created the theory, and then what a lot of people say is, people took Marx's theory and applied it wrong. Like Stalin took Marx's theory and applied it wrong, and that's why a million bajillion people died. And it was a good theory, but it was applied the wrong way. Or they'll be like Jordan Peterson, be like, Marx was evil, and he was so stupid, he didn't realize his theory would get 1 million bajillion people killed. So it would be awesome to have Marx come back and be like, no, I support modern China. Look how China has abolished poverty. No, they didn't do things step by step exactly the way that I laid out in the Communist Manifesto, but that's not what socialism's about. Socialism and communism are about changing the mode of production and raising the standard of living for the people, creating a people's government, a people's economy. And that's what China's doing. And socialism is a process of construction, not something that comes about overnight, So I'm sure that's what Marx would write. And Marx would give a really detailed and really good class analysis of all the existing socialist countries. But he didn't get to do that because he passed away before he could, before he would see any socialist countries come about. And the one workers' uprising and socialist experiment that he did get to see, he spent a lot of time analyzing, and he used it to change and develop the theory, or change his theories and develop the theory of the dictatorship of the proletariat. That being the Paris Commune, where he said the workers can't just seize power of the government as it exists right now. They have to smash the state machinery and replace it with a new type of state, a worker state. They have to change the form of the government of the state, because the government has been designed right now to serve the bourgeoisie. So if we want it to serve the working class, the proletariat, there need to be new arms of government. There need to be workers' bodies like Soviets created to actually give the workers power and actually do things for the workers, not just do things in the interest of capital. So that's who I would bring back. I would bring back Marx to give an analysis of the existing socialist countries, the same way that he analyzed the Paris Commune and used it to expand upon his theories, because I'm sure he would learn a lot from the actually existing socialist countries, from seeing his theories applied in reality, which was always his intention. Marxism was never supposed to be, this abstract philosophical method or philosophically idealist system that's never applied, right? Marxism is meant to be applied. Marxism is meant to change the world, not to just interpret it, as the famous quote says. So philosophers have only interpreted the world, but the point is to change it. Eddie Lagersmith. Just kidding. Was that Marx who said that? I don't know if it was. Ooh, stole an electro marble. That's cool. Let's try and steal here. Hi, Eddie and comrades. Hey, Zero Deca. Welcome to the show. Stole a high potion. There we go. There we go. Keep stealing stuff from these guys. Uh-oh. That's gonna hurt. Not too bad, though. Steal from this guy. Another electro marble. You dead. You dead. I also haven't been keeping in touch too much. Last thing I saw was the New People's Army had recorded 3 tactical offenses within the vicinity of the Philippines capital. Yeah, I really haven't been following. There's only so many places in the world you can follow closely, you know. Oh, I got hit by another lightning strike. I gotta turn the high speed off. Turn it off. Turn it off. I just turned it on. Preemptive strike. What's this? Oh, I might have turned preemptive strike on, which is... This game lets you make it so you can attack first every time. I think I turned that on by accident for a second. I'm just gonna keep racking up these electro marbles. Come on, kill him, Kimari. Dang it. Oh, dang it. Dang it. Let's switch Kimari out with Yuna quick. White magic. Jaw. Black magic. Watera. Overkill. Alright, moving on. Preparing to dodge the thunder. Didn't even have to do it this time. Okay. Keep stealing. Keep stealing from these people. Steal from the rich and give to the poor. Good. My brother, a liberal. My brother, in quotation or in parentheses, liberal. Said that Marx was a fraud who stole his work from Engels. What? That's absolute bullshit. Like, read anything Engels wrote. Like, Engels was pretty clear that his work would have been entirely impossible without Marx. And Engels was actually overly humble in how he basically attributed everything to Marx. And it's like, no, dude, you were actually very helpful in developing the theory. Because what Engels did was he traced the historical outline of the development of the working class in England with his book, The Conditions of the Working Class in England. He also did Dialectics of Nature, which is basically his version of Capital. And he did Origins of the Family, Private Property, and the State, which is basically the Marxist method applied to the field of anthropology. So these were huge contributions, but his original contribution was the state of the conditions of the working class in England, which, like I said, was basically a historical materialist outline of the development of the working class. And Marx looked at that, and it helped him develop his theory of materialism and dialectical materialism and the development of different categories.
It's such great news.
And yeah, the application of the dialectic to material reality. So Engels was instrumental in Marx developing his theory just because he was such a rigorous scholar. But to say that equals Marx just stealing everything from Engels, like plagiarizing it, no, that's stupid. They worked together. They cooperated. there's only so much that one human can do and only so much that one human can study. So they both studied different areas and collaborated and came together and shared their findings with each other. And Marx was more of the philosopher, right? He was more the one that created the dialectical materialist method, but Engels applied that method to anthropology, to the working class in England, to science. And Marx was very grateful to him for that and used his scholarship. Yep, no wedding. They're not getting married.
That's unfortunate. Well, I'm sure that people would have rejoiced all over Spira.
Too bad. Too bad. We ain't marrying off Una to that creepy Seymour just because people want it. I would love Marx's analysis of the DPRK, right? Wouldn't that be awesome? And then you could show it to all the anarchists and people like Vausch who call themselves Marxists while hating every socialist experiment. You could be like, look what Marx says about it, ding dong. Now you can't keep claiming to be an expert while talking out your butt. Bring Riku back to life here. Hello, your YouTube videos are cool. Thank you. You know, I try to make them as cool as possible. That's always the goal. Oh no, we don't want to die again. Oh, I already stole from that thing. Whoops. Oink. Black magic. A Terra. Should I use this? Oh, I don't need that right now. Do not need it right now. Don't need that right now either. We'll use it next time. Alright, let's heal up quick. Cure our team. Go to the sphere grid. Unlock this actually. I have a feeling these things over here are going to be pretty good. Agility up by 2. Power up by 2. Is our HP, strength up. Yeah, that's pretty good. Next one increases strength by 4. Let's go here. So we should probably do the same with Stalin here. I moved one too far. It's all right. And it did with her too. Oh well, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Let's move her here. Now we're going to use our first magic sphere to create a sphere where there wasn't one before. And increase our magic by 4. The big deal. MP increase for Kimari. Whoa. Rigu leveled up a whole bunch. Let's go this way. I think that's the move right now. That's the move, literally. Power sphere. Mana sphere. Alright, did we get everyone? I think we did. What's the difference about a government for the workers? Well, like, the government as it's been set up now is designed to be a tool for the bourgeoisie. Like, the police aren't actually there to protect you and look out for your best interest. They're to protect private property. the military, right? They tell us that they're there for freedom and democracy.
Oh yeah.
But whereas China's People's Liberation Army, the Chinese army, does construction projects and community projects, and they're planting a forest the size of Ireland to combat deforestation and climate change, the U.S. military is around the world enforcing the dominance of capital, guarding oil fields in Syria, and making sure that the interests of Western finance capitalists are carried out.
I'm good,
So
yeah?
China's military, that aspect of their government works to serve the people. It's the People's Liberation Army. It's made up of the people. All the military members are constantly among the people because they're doing these construction projects and essentially almost like charity projects for the people, but it's not charity because it's actually from the government. It just functions entirely different than the U.S. military. And this would even apply to like voting. Like in Cuba, when they voted on the family code recently, right? We just looked to politicians like Ron DeSantis to tell us what kind of social views we're allowed to support. Versus in Cuba, when they were voting on the new family code, they had meetings about it and town hall meetings about it for months. So people could learn about it, debate, discuss, and get educated on what they were voting on. And then they came together and they voted on these new laws. Right? That's how a people's government works. There's no capacity for our government to even do that right now, even if they wanted to. Right? Our government isn't set up to give people choice, to give people referendums. It's set up to just be a representational democracy, which isn't a democracy at all. It's a dictatorship of capital. So we couldn't just vote for a bunch of AOCs and expect them to change the government and how it works. We've seen how unsuccessful that strategy has been. You need to set up new apparatuses that give people democracy, that allow the government to actually be controlled by the people. So that's why you need a revolutionary struggle and not just a reformist struggle. I recently had my first experiment with anarcho-nihilists on Twitter. Dude, there's too many ideologies. Don't even worry about it. Were you the same person asking me about Marxists and Maoists? There's too many ideologies. Just tell people to just be Marxist and just be normal. Would you ever appear on the Deprogram podcast? I would love to. I've talked to Hakeem about it. We're just both so busy, man. Like, it's so difficult to connect with people. If they email us, it's easier. But I was communicating with Hakeem on Twitter, which is not ideal for either of us, I know. So, yeah, makes it tough, but it will happen eventually. I will get on the Deprogram podcast eventually. I promise you all. Unless I die. Like, if I get hit by a truck, then it's not going to happen, but I'm going to try and avoid getting hit by a truck. But, no promises. Never any promises. Give me your lunar curtain. Give me your... I almost made a really inappropriate joke. I don't think this is going to do any damage. Give me Kibari. Anarcho-nihilist isn't even an ideology, it's the lack thereof. Yeah, that just sounds stupid. That sounds worthless. Like, so many anarchists or so many people are trying to find an ideology that fits them perfectly as an individual. Whereas, I don't know, like, the point of ideology should be to unite people. To have an ideology that can unify people and unite us and give us an actual path forward to struggle and make things better. Not to just come up with a million different ideologies that match my own personal politics in every single minute way.
What's wrong?
What the heck is this?
You're giving me the creeps.
She got trauma right now? She having a PTSD episode? The camera just zoomed in right to her butt.
Hey, whoa!
I want to go home. I hate lightning. I hate thunder. Let's go rest over there. Please.
This storm never stops. Better to cross quickly.
There's so
I
many
know,
shots of Riku's butt.
Just for a little while.
Well, what now?
I think Mao
Pretty
would not
please.
hate what
Just
happened
a
with
few
Deng
minutes.
Xiaoping. I think he might be able to,
I'm
like,
scared of lightning.
now a lot of
Let's rest,
Marxist
please.
scholars in China
Pretty
say it was
please.
the Cultural Revolution was a
I'm
mistake,
too
especially
young
like
to
the
die.
exile of intellectuals like Deng. So I think Mao, after watching the development of China to today, he would
A little tired.
be more accepting of Deng
Do you have
Xiaoping
a room available?
because of
Ah,
the
Lady
poverty
Summoner.
alleviation and
Yes,
things that have been
just
brought to the
over that
people of
way.
China. But
Thank you.
yeah, China now considers the
Yuna?
Cultural Revolution to be a mistake, and I
It's
accept
not like
that.
her.
It's not easy being a guardian to a summoner so young.
Orange is tired of all this
Yuna.
bullshit. It's like, can we just go?
Yuna looked. Was it because?
Are you that scared?
When I was little, a fiend attacked me while I was... My brother tried to beat it back with a spell. But he missed and hit me. It was a thunder spell.
It's childhood trauma.
Ouch.
I've been scared of lightning.
But it can be effective. Magic is effective against marine fiends.
My brother said that too.
You should learn some spells too.
Who's this guy?
Maybe later.
Nice to see you again.
Rin.
Welcome to the Rin Travel Agency.
Hello, Rin.
Oh. How goes your study of our language?
Not
That
ideal.
is good.
It
Allow
was
me to
okay.
present you.
Oh, a new L bed primer. All right, we got the letter H.
I wonder, would that be Sir or
Oh, wrong guy.
as I've been wondering since I saw him at the Mihen High. Sir Oren, I wonder if you remember me. 10 years ago, at the beginning of Lord Braska's calm.
Yes, I should thank you.
Ooh, my computer's getting really
Not
hot.
at all. I could not leave a wounded man to die. However, I was
to fan it
surprised
off
when I saw
myself.
you gone the next morning with that
Might have
wound.
to end this stream a little early
An
so I don't
ordinary
overheat
man
my
would not have been able
computer.
to walk.
I'd rather drop that subject, Rin.
Orange
As you
got
wish.
such a deep, dark past. And Rin just be crying.
Maester Seymour and the Maester is to be married soon.
Excuse
No.
me, where did you hear?
The Guado are telling everyone.
Oh, they are they?
And the Guado are telling everyone that Seymour's gonna marry Yuna. I'm gonna have to whoop that Guado's ass. That's my girl, dog. See what Yuna's up to.
What?
Is there any way to get your computer to cool down a little bit? Other than not running so many programs? Did you see the video on Twitter of a monument where 500 Red Army soldiers were buried
Whoa.
during World War II got destroyed live? That's terrible.
Ay,
I did not see that, but I'm not
Yes.
surprised.
that. Ow. Oh.
Are you familiar with Jem Bendel's
I-
deep adaptation? Do you
well,
think about the possibility of
It's
near-term
nothing
survival?
really. I just.
I do think about. I've never heard of that, but I do think about that possibility for sure. For sure. I mean, those are part of the
I'm
current
sorry.
conditions.
I shouldn't have come in.
Socialism or barbarism,
uh,
including climate barbarism.
Hey,
Rosa Luxemburg called it.
wasn't
We
that
don't need to do socialism. We could descend
Disco
into
Guaro
barbarism
guy?
and total destruction. And especially with the climate change, that's a real option. That's why we need revolution. Problem with Western
There
anarchists
is his
specifically
will.
focus on the individual.
It says,
Yes,
"Take
yes,
care of
yes.
my
It's
son."
just a bunch of people who got yelled at one too many times at school that
Huh.
set them down this course. Yes, they're like anti-discipline, anti-structure,
His son, Seymour?
just freedom for the individual in the abstract. Which,
Well, I know one way.
in a
to
lot of
take care
ways,
of him.
you need to realize that discipline equals freedom. In a lot of ways, there's
I'm
a
sorry.
dialectic between discipline and freedom. If you can control your own impulses and control your own mind and control your own body, you can civilize the mind and make savage the body, as Mao Zedong would say. You have more freedom because you can make the body do what you want. You have more freedom to do things that you want. Like in wrestling, the more disciplined I am, the more freedom I have to win matches. If I don't work hard at all, I'm not going to even have that option. So there's no freedom for the individual in the abstract, or there's only freedom relative to discipline and relative to your environment. Dump ice water on it. Okay. Max out the fans. I can try that actually. One sec. There's a button to bring up the fans. Where is the nitro button? It's the nitro button. To my aid, nitro button. At nitro speed. Where is it? So how's this? Oh, there we go. What's Cool Boost do? Increases maximum fan speed. Huh. What do y'all think? Any computer experts here? We'll try that for a bit. It's pretty loud. Let's auto put them on. 3,000. What if we just do like... there. Seems all right. Try that for now. Do you see a temp decreaser? No. Do you? Should I just keep them on max, maybe? That's pretty freaking... That really gets the fans going when you put them on max. I feel like it's almost too much. I don't know. That's kind of what PS4s sound like, though. It's like... We'll try this for now. We won't... The stream won't go too much longer. We've got to get through the Thunder Plains.
If it's okay with Riku.
She's not going to move.
We're not through the thunder.
Mari ain't having it anymore.
Whatever happened? Then let's just go on with.
It's not.
What are we supposed to do here?
If it's okay with Riku.
I gotta talk to
It's
Riku.
not stopping, is it?
Don't tell me you were hoping it would.
Come on, Riku.
Fine. Stay here.
Max them out for a bit and see if they drop.
Alright
Okay, we'll do.
already.
Thank you, Dane. Dane, what does deep adaptation? Is that
You don't
about?
have to say it like that, you know.
Does that have to do with climate change? I've only
You
read a
could be
few
more
Marxist
comforting or
climate
something.
texts. John Bellamy
You know,
Foster
try to cheer
and
me up. You just don't get me at all, do you?
Ian Angus.
Hey, are you listening?
But I have not read Jen Bendel. I've kind of fallen off with the Marxist climate science. It's hard because I don't have
I'm
a
not
science
scared.
background at all. So as soon as it starts to get real complex,
Scared, you hear?
I get a little lost because that's not my background. But it's so David Harvey says, and that's just cool. Like everybody who reads Marxism does so from a different background. Like my background is geopolitics. Carlos's background is philosophy. If you have an engineering background, you'll get stuff out of it. And David Harvey's taught Capital so many times. It's like every time I teach it to a new field of study or a group of students in a different field, they get something new out of it. Including like he's taught it to like creative writing classes before, who like really enjoy Marx's prose and his references to like classic works of English fiction. So everyone can use the method and apply the method in a different way, and get different things out of it. Oops, I didn't mean to attack him.
I foresee no difficulty.
And you got ecologists like John Bellamy Foster who apply it you have dialectics of nature going way back, where Engels applied dialectical materialism to the field of science in general and physics, and then you have ecologists later on like John Bellamy Foster who apply it to an analysis of the ecology and climate change. Dr. Paul Cockshot's also done some great stuff with that. It's very interesting because it's the method, the Marxist method, that matters the most. Wait, that did nothing. Kill him. Probably level up here, but there's a sphere up there. There's a lot of spheres around here, aren't there? Gosh, it's so hard to take Lulu out early game because she's so good. She's leveling up so much right now. We're about to get another spell. Reflex. Increase our defense. Speed sphere. Speed. It's basically about the fact that we are much closer to climate collapse than we think. Yeah, I've heard that. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, we have, like, if you look at the level of extinction and like the number of species that have gone extinct and how we're overfishing and polluting the waterways, like, I think people underestimate how bad the climate crisis is, like beyond just climate change, right? Like there's all these different negative effects of capitalist production and the irrationality of capitalist production. But will that lead to a total collapse? I don't know. I don't know enough about science to say. Like I said, it's not really my background. Whoops. Try to dodge that. But what do you think? Do you think we're too close to climate collapse? I'd love to hear someone's analysis of that who knows better than me, but all right, we got to nail this. Never get this one. 3, 4. It's pretty good. Extract some ability spheres from this guy. Think. Oh, Lulu dead. Probably heal her so she can get some experience from this battle, even though she's got a ton already. Oops. And now she's gonna die, so I'll just waste all my Phoenix Downs real quick. And now that guy's dead. Continuing on. Alright, avoided the thunder, waited on the thunder. What really fascinates me is how scientists apply the dialectical materialist method in their research of Marxist states, huh? Well, hey, that's what I was just saying. I wish Marx could come back to life and analyze existing Marxist countries, existing socialist states. That's what I'm interested in seeing. Someone asked if I could bring Marx back to analyze, or if I could bring anyone back to analyze anything, who would it be? And I said Marx to analyze the socialist countries that were built using the Marxist method, or using Marxism, or based on Marxist ideas. I think other people would agree. Dead lizard man. Rest in peace to the lizard guy. Alright, we made it, baby. Almost. Spoke too soon, maybe. Hopefully we can defeat these guys. A little black magic. Little ball. Dang, look at that. Efficient. Maximum efficiency there, folks. Saving. Almost through the Thunder Plains. We're into the Thunder Plains North. Oh, my Discord is pinging. Dang it. Should probably check our Discord, actually. I have 3 world maps. Excuse me. Can I use a tent? Do I even have a tent? I don't really need one, but whatever. Moving on. All right. I think we made it through the Thunder Plains. Lightning and thunder are actually what I named my biceps.
What's up?
Ooh, my computer seems a little
I have
less.
something to tell you. Here?
Hey,
We're
Comrade
almost
Eddie.
out.
Sorry I'm late to the stream. Did I miss
go.
anything? Not anything
I
important.
have to
I don't
say it
think.
now.
We made it through the Thunder Plains. That's pretty cool. She's
Over
decided to marry Maester Seymour. I know it. That's what she's going to say. She's too nice. She's too kind. And she's been too quiet and upset lately. Plus, she had that awkward moment with Titus back in Guardo Salon. Or back at the Rin's travel agency.
Somehow,
she loves
my bad
Titus.
feelings always come true.
But she's going to say yes to Seymour.
I've decided to marry. I thought so.
I'm still trying to understand how a workers' government would be structured so that the powerful don't
But
oppress
why?
the vulnerable.
Why'd you change
Like,
your mind?
think about the workers' Soviets or the communes
For
in
Spear's
Venezuela.
future and Yevon's unity.
I'll talk about it after this
I
cutscene.
thought it would
But there's
be
plenty of
the best
examples,
thing to
including
do.
Cuba's
That's not
referendum
good
that I
enough.
just explained,
Wait,
and the
is it?
the town hall
Is
meetings,
it
and
because of Lord Giskel?
the handling of decisions
Hey,
by the
that's
people,
fear.
not by representative politicians, the way that the bourgeois
me.
government is sponsored
I can't.
or set up.
I must speak to Maester Seymour first. I truly am sorry, but it is a personal matter.
You're kidding, huh?
As you wish.
I'm sorry.
Just one thing.
I won't quit my pilgrimage.
Then it is fine.
Wait a minute, Oren. You don't care? I mean, you're not going to stop her?
No, I'm not. As long as she is willing to face sin, all else is her concern. That is a summoner's privilege, as long as she journeys.
It's her privilege. She doesn't even want to marry Seymour.
But that's...
Yuna, just one question. Can't you just talk to Maester Seymour? You got to marry him?
Don't know. But I think it is the right thing to do.
Okay, I guess.
Waka's not on board with the marriage.
Quiet! I wish we could help somehow. Some way.
It's okay. I'll be fine.
She seems sad.
She says I'm sorry. He says it's fine.
The stream
willing
highlight you
to
posted
face
of me
sin.
got taken
She's
down, Jacob? Of
privileged.
course it did. Fuck
I
TikTok.
didn't understand.
They're such pieces of
But
crap.
somehow, I felt like I didn't
Of
belong.
course it got taken
But if I
down. How
didn't
dare
belong
we
with
tell the
them,
truth on
I'd be
TikTok?
stuck in spirit.
We gotta brainwash the
alone.
youth. So disgusting.
And being
It's-
alone in
fuck
that
that app.
place,
It's an
well,
app
I didn't
run
wanna
by
think
NATO
about it.
bots and NATO operatives.
Next, we're going to Makalania Temple. Yuna can talk with Seymour there. We Guardians will wait until they're done and plan our next move.
Okay.
Understood?
Understood. So, like the Soviets and the Soviet Union were workers' councils where the workers could make and decide upon things and vote upon things. And then, like, that was the form of decentralized power. So the central body would still make decisions, and the central body would still carry things out. Like, you need centralized forms of power in some way, and the Communist Party in China still has this too. But then you have like the commune system in Venezuela or the Soviets in the Soviet Union, where workers can come and participate in direct democracy, make decisions that affect them politically, that affect production. Like production is largely managed in the communes of Venezuela by the communes, and then those communes are supported, given resources by the state. So the state is like a centralized form of power, and the communes are like a decentralized form of power that gives the workers direct control of their system. Now, it's not a fully developed form of workers' democracy. It's not perfect, but it's a step in that direction, a development towards a system that's actually run by the workers with decentralized power. And people always say, like, oh, real socialism would have a place where the workers can come and meet and decide upon things and discuss things. It's like, well, that's what the Soviets were in the Soviet Union. They were called Soviets. They were places where the workers could come meet and make decisions about things that affect their everyday lives. So it's, and it's a system that's much more democratic than anything that we have in the West. This idea that governments can never, ever do anything for the people, and that governments themselves are always going to be used to suppress, just stems from the fact that that's all our government does. That's all governments do in liberal democracies. That's all governments do under capitalism. But as I said, they've been set up to be dictatorships of the bourgeoisie. They've been set up to serve the interests of the capitalist ruling class. They haven't been set up to give workers power, to give workers direct control or direct democracy, which is why the state needs to be entirely restructured under a socialist system if it's actually going to give power to the workers. But this idea that we can't ever give power to the workers and the state is always just going to end up suppressing the vulnerable people, I mean, that's a propaganda idea. And it's an idea, and that's why they tell you that Cuba's evil, the Soviet Union was evil, China's evil, even though China abolished relative poverty, right, by having these decentralized forms of power and centralized forms of power where there are party cadres in every single area in charge of making sure those areas have food, water, or clean water, shelter, and in the modern age, things like Wi-Fi and things that you need to survive in the modern economy. Through that, they've given a lot of power and a lot of economic and political power to the people, and that's a form of government, right? The party cadres are a form of government. So this idea that the government can never serve the people or can never be a true government of the people, and that all governments can do is oppress people, stems from the fact that's all that we see our government do, which is why libertarianism is such a popular ideology in the U.S. People like to simplify it as, oh, if we just get rid of the government, everything will be okay. Well, no, if we want to build a system out of capitalism, if we want to build a system better than capitalism, we're going to need a government. It just needs to be a government that serves the people. Now, that needs to develop over time. That needs to be built. We're not going to be able to do that overnight. And you need to smash the existing state machinery in order to do that. But you can do that. It is possible to do that. And in many ways, Cuba, Venezuela, China, the Soviet Union did do that. The U.S. just says these are horrible dictatorships that do nothing but oppress people, ignore the millions who have been raised out of poverty and taught to read and have been brought healthcare, because they don't want you to think that a government could ever serve the people. Right? They want you to think governments could only ever function the way that the U.S. government does, as a dictatorship of the bourgeoisie. Does getting hit by the lightning even do anything? Thank you for explaining. You bet. No, it's a fair question. And I hope I didn't come off as like frustrated in my explanation. I get frustrated with the propaganda. I get frustrated with, the bourgeois idea that there can never be a workers' government. But I don't blame anybody for thinking that. Like, everybody in the US starts out as like, I'm a socialist, but I'm anti-big government. Right? Because there's so much propaganda about existing socialist countries and their states and what their states have actually done. And then we've never seen our government really do anything good. I mean, Medicare and Medicaid, and the things that workers have actually fought for to get our government to do are actually highly approved of, and people like them and stuff. But they're still constantly being cut, constantly being attacked. Like the NHS, the National Healthcare Service in the UK, is constantly being cut and attacked by the capitalists. So even the good things that we do have, they're constantly trying to underfund them and make them inefficient, and then point and say, look, the government doesn't work. When we cut Medicaid got worse. Clearly, the government is inefficient. The government can't do anything. It's like, no, you sabotaged Medicaid from the inside because that's what your capitalist private donors wanted you to do, right? That doesn't mean that public healthcare doesn't work. It's been proven that public healthcare is much better than private healthcare. It's just that our politicians, our government serves the private sector, which is why we need a total revolution of the system if we're going to move towards a more rational system of production as a whole. What's up, Warren?
You're worried about Yuna.
You want to bang Yuna.
Of course I'm worried about her.
Of course I'm worried about her. She's hot.
What is she thinking?
The simplest answer would be, in exchange for agreeing to marry him, she hopes to negotiate with Seymour.
Interesting, Bjork.
Negotiate what?
That's too complicated for me right now.
What? All by herself?
It's like if people don't know that Soviet is the
She's
Russian
strong,
word for
but
council.
Seymour is the better negotiator.
An interesting,
Well,
good
then,
fact.
why don't
Jacob.
we do something about it?
It's just capitalist
You don't want it
projection.
this way.
It is. They always project their own state onto socialist states.
I just don't get it.
Because our state doesn't
Doesn't
work.
she
Your
trust
state
us?
has to be bad too.
On the contrary,
There's
she
some
doesn't
good
want us
articles.
caught up in whatever it
By
is
the
she's
way,
planning.
Zero Deca, there's some great articles on
Yeah,
VenezuelaAnalysis.com about the commune
That makes me
system
worry even
specifically,
more.
and how those are central to the
She could just
people's
tell us.
democracy in Venezuela and the construction
That's
of
the way she
socialism
is.
and their unique
She's
theory of
naive.
socialism.
Serious to a fault and doesn't ask.
And I
for
wouldn't
help.
call Venezuela a dictatorship of the proletariat. They're in the process
You're
of trying to
probably right.
construct the DOTP.
Yuna's easy to
But they
read.
still have like a representative democracy based on like the
Yeah,
liberal
she is.
liberal republics,
but hard to guard.
which
Stand by her.
there's contradictions there for sure that they're trying to overcome, and that the sanctions are making it more difficult to overcome, of course.
Slowpokes!
You came off as super
Sorry.
authoritarian and sexist. Sorry.
It's funny how calm I was. Maybe it was
Sorry,
because
it's just that I
realized
hate
Yuna
women
wasn't marrying
and I love
Seymour for love.
authoritarianism.
Not really. It was just her duty.
I'm
Something she had to do
authoritarian
before returning to her
towards
pilgrimage.
pickup artists. I think all
That's
pickup
what I
artists
kept
should be
telling
thrown in jail.
myself anyway.
And therefore, I'm pro-woman.
And well, maybe. I realized that Yuna and I'd never.
I think he's
you
kidding,
know.
Jacob.
Yuna, let's go.
We made it to Makalania Temple. All right, y'all. I better save and end here now that we made it through the Thunder Plains. I got to give my computer a chance to rest. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Final Fantasy X on the Eddie Lagersmith Gaming and Midwestern Marks Twitch accounts. I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's been fun discussing way too complicated things with you guys while I try and also play video games. I love it. I love trying to keep up with the chat, but more than that, I love the direct interaction with the audience. I love trying to answer y'all's toughest questions, trying to answer some of your more simple questions. But I just love having a stream where there's not a million people in here at once, where I can just interact with you all. So thank you for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time when we take on Makalania Temple. I might even do it later today once my computer cools off. So stay tuned. If not, maybe a politics stream. We'll see. Much love, everyone. Solidarity.